unofficial start to the college football season. Of course, one of the big stories in the offseason, the coaching changes, and the biggest and most successful coach of all who moved was one Brian Kelly. And the LSU head coach joins us now. I feel like I've been with you at every step of the way for here's your next new job. Here's your Cincinnati. And I've had a lot of these through the years, PK. But it's great to see you in the purple and here with us at SEC Media Days. New chapter in your life. The final chapter is going to end upstairs here. You will be in this Hall of Fame someday. I know you're modest and humble. You won't say it right now, but you got a lot of work.
I'm trying to get through this week.
Yeah, you got a lot of work between now and when you're enshrined here at the Hall of Fame. Very unique opportunity. I'm curious what it means to you personally at this stage of your career to take this on.
Well, first to have the opportunity, right? You know, you have to get the opportunity. LSU is a great program, great tradition, great history. So just giving that opportunity meant a lot. I mean, look, I loved my opportunity at Notre Dame. It was a great opportunity. But it's time and place. You know, you have to have the right timing, and it's got to be the right place. And LSU was the right place, and it was the right time for me to make that move. And it's been a great embrace for me personally and for our family to come to Louisiana, and we love it. It's great.
Coach, welcome to the SEC and welcome to Louisiana. I lived there for 4 years, so when you talked about the charboard oysters,
yes.
You made my mouth water. One thing in watching your team, especially at Notre Dame, there was this idea of toughness, discipline.
Yeah.
And in watching LSU, especially last year, we didn't see a lot of that, especially defensively. You talked a little bit about it in your press conference, but how are you and the coaching staff specifically addressing that in the offseason?
Habits, right? It's all about, you want championships, you got to win with habits. So our standards have to be raised on a day-to-day basis. I'm much more about traits over talent. We're going to get talented players, but building the traits on a day-to-day basis, how we do things, how we think on a day-to-day basis, attention to detail, all the little things matter. And I really love the way our guys have embraced it. And look, it's not going to be easy. Everybody has a process. You hear that all the time. But it's the constant application of that process that makes the difference. And so our guys have done a really good job about doing that. But it's still going to be a challenge for us, each and every week. We've got to rebuild the offensive line. We've got to be much more physical on a day-to-day basis. To win a championship in the SEC, you've got to be able to control the line of scrimmage. We saw that Georgia could do that.
Yeah. Coach, I agree with you on traits over talents, but dang, talent doesn't matter.
Oh, no, you got to have that, too. You can't just win them with traits.
And honestly, you've done an amazing job of building successful programs. And it isn't a knock, but in my opinion, didn't have necessarily the top talent in the country. And I'm not trying to say some of your teams weren't really good, but they didn't have LSU, Alabama, Georgia type talent. Right. And now you have the chance to compete with that talent. Yeah. How exciting is that?
I'm pretty excited. Yeah. I'm pretty excited. I think of Keyshawn Boutte. I think of, we've got 4 quarterbacks that I think are all talented. I think of Mason Smith on defense, B.J. Ojulari, who's here today, Jack Besh. I mean, there's talent. Even though we're going through a little bit of a transition, we're going to have to play some younger players and guys in the transfer portal. I feel really good about where we are. Look, at the end of the day, you got to win football games at LSU. This isn't about you get a transition, they give you a year off to figure it out. No, that's not happening. But you got to play well, and you got to be well coached and physical and play for 4 quarters. I think we can do that.
BK, I mean, number 1 is good. I mean, he's good now. I know he's coming off the injury, but when he is healthy, watch out.
He's healthy, and we just moved him to number 7, which is epitomizes.
That's the number.
The number, and all those that have played number 7, and we think it's so. For us, it's about Louisiana, too. He's from the state of Louisiana. He's had an incredible offseason. He's led. He's done all the right things. Here's a guy that is not interested in anything else but training and doing it the right way, and he's going to have a great season.
Speaking of the guys throwing to him, I heard you mention up there about finding your quarterback skill set or a quarterback skill set and building the offense around them. But I'll pose the question, what do you need your quarterback to do first to then build around? What are you prioritizing? Is it leadership? Is it accuracy? Is it you need a playmaker? And I think a lot of those questions may be answered or how the offensive line comes together, how the running game comes together. So what are you prioritizing right now in that quarterback competition?
Well, I don't think the price of admission to being a quarterback at LSU is you've got to have leadership capabilities, or we're not even going to take you. So, that's first and foremost. But when you step on the field, you've got to take care of the football. You can't just be cavalier with the football. You are the guy that touches it every time. You've got to take care of it. Number two, you got to get it to the playmakers. We just talked about Keyshawn Boutte. You got to get him the football. And so somebody's got to get the playmakers the football. And number three, you've got to make plays. Whether you're extending plays, whether you're smart in the way you check protections or identifying the mic and moving the protections, you've got to be able to make plays yourself. So if you get those three things down, you've got a chance. Now, all of them have those capabilities. We'll then set the offense to make sure that quarterback can succeed under those circumstances.
And I know you don't know, but is your philosophy, and it changes with your talent and team, but is your philosophy to make that decision even just internally when camp is, or is it going to go all the way up to the first game, or when would you ideally
so
like
we
to
just
make
laid
that?
down the system in the spring.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it had to be whole first. So I didn't gear it towards any one of the skill sets. Now we'll go into camp and I'll start to move towards the skill sets within the offense, and then I think the separation will start to take place.
Coach, I just had the chance to talk to one of your players, and he was saying one of the big differences is there was a day in practice where they were thud tempoing and they were hitting hard, and you came in there and said, like, stop hitting so hard, and you're beating yourself up. And he was like, it's the freshest I've ever felt. And he was almost saying, I've never felt this fresh before because I didn't know what it was like to actually be recovered. Can you talk a little bit about that mindset and kind of your theories behind that?
Well, when it's tackle, we're going to tackle. I mean, we're going to tackle. But when it's thud or when it's tag off, we got to be professional in the way we do things. We got to get to December. Last I checked, that's the SEC championship game.
That's right.
And there are road games at Auburn. There are road games that we've got to play at Florida. And you've got to have your best version of yourself at those times. So we've got to measure this, and we've got to be able to do that. Now, don't get me wrong. We got to win games in September. Those games in October and November don't mean anything. But I think them understanding that this is 365 days and understanding how to train and how to do things throughout the entire season.
Do you think you've gotten also more buy-in from your team because you've been taking care of them physically like that?
Well, it's like anything else. How do you love somebody, right? You can emotionally love them, or you can love them by giving them the resources necessary for them to be the best they can be.
Yeah.
Whether it's nutrition that we're giving them or strength and conditioning that makes sense, they feel that love from us on a day-to-day basis, and so absolutely they're going to buy in even more.
Coach, talk to us a little bit about some of those names. So last year was my first year here at SEC Media Days, and by the end of the year, there were names that we didn't talk about at all.
Right.
Guys that just showed up, they were under the radar, so to speak. You've had an opportunity to watch your team for several months now. Talk about defensively, some of those guys who we may be talking about in a few months that we're not mentioning right now.
Yeah, I think Mason Smith, interior defensive tackle, could be as good as I've seen around. He rivals some of the players that we've talked about here in the SEC at Georgia. Physical presence that can play all three downs. I think he can be
He can block out the sun as well.
He's that kind of player.
6'5", about 3 change, right, Brent?
6'5", 325, and can. You put him on the nose, and obviously you're going to have to double him and free up
Can
some
be
guys.
the next Glenn Dorsey there?
I hate to make those kind of comparisons. You set yourself up for failure with those, but he's that kind of player. He's an impact player. We've talked about B.J. Ojulari on the edge. I think that there's opportunities defensively for this group to really be formidable because there's depth. I just like the fact that we have a number of players that have not really gotten their name out there yet that are hungry for that opportunity. And Matt House comes in from the Kansas City Chiefs that runs the kind of defense that we're looking for, that we can show you 3 down on 1st down and have the same personnel on the field and be in 4 down. Much to what you were used to with New England, you see 3 down and 4 down, you don't know where the birds are. You don't know what you're going to get. It's hard to identify. I think that's going to help us quite a bit too.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned a coach coming in from the NFL because a lot of teams are taking an NFL approach of having a front office right now. Yeah. Roster management has always been critical.
No doubt.
But perhaps more so now than ever in the past. You took in 15 key transfers to try to shore up the roster. How has that changed, and how are you going about it at LSU immediately?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, our player personnel office now has a split. There's about a 20% that is looking at the rosters of other Power 5 schools that have players on it from the state of Louisiana. We know now that if you go into the transfer portal and you're from the state of Louisiana, we know everything about you. Because we want to bring back players from the state of Louisiana that have a vested interest and love LSU. For example, we have 2 players from the SEC that are really good players that didn't get offered scholarships from LSU. We took them in the portal. So we were intentional in the portal. We took guys that were from the state of Louisiana that maybe didn't get offered a scholarship that have played in the SEC, and then we took them in the portal. So there's a connection back there. So that office now has an NFL kind of look to it, because we want to identify those guys when they go in the portal, especially from the state of Louisiana. We know who they are.
Half a year on the job right now. Everybody thinks they've got all the answers. You've been down this road before. You know you don't. What have you learned just in that time span that perhaps you didn't know about the program, didn't know about the place when you stepped up to the podium originally?
I think it's recruiting. I think you start, understanding, recruiting is 24/7. I mean, it is every single day. There's not a day off. I've FaceTimed 3 kids already. I mean, it is like
I can't imagine.
It's a total immersion. And you know what? I don't mind it, because it's a little bit different, because you're in it earlier and you're talking to them earlier in this phase. My home is 0.08 miles from campus.
That's good.
And it's intentional.
Yeah, that's good.
Because you get unofficial visits, and so that whole process is a little different, but you're in it differently from that standpoint. It's all in. So it's been fun.
Well, there's been recruiting momentum and scores for those of us that have followed. The past week has treated you very, very well.
Not too bad.
Not too bad at all.
Residual is
That's a
coming
little
back.
smirk here.
Good to visit with you, Brian,
Thanks,
as
guys.
always.
Appreciate it.
We'll be seeing you on Sunday ABC primetime against
be there.
Florida State.
We'll be there.
ready to
That's gonna be a
do
big
that.
one.
And by the way,
It'll be
when
fun.
you're filling out your ballot, just mark it down. That's Mason Smith with 2 A's.
That's it.
2 A's
Two
when you
A's.
fill out Mason Smith on that All-SEC ballot coming up.